Hi, I'm Robert Bacall, and if you've been following our video series on performance management and employee reviews, you'll know that I'm the author of a number of best-selling books on the topic. And today I'm going to share a viewpoint, and that is that if we want performance reviews, performance management to work, we need to get human resources out of the equation. Okay. Now, traditionally, human resources is the repository for all of the forms and stuff, and human resources designs the forms that are used in performance reviews, and then the forms go out, and then the HR has to nag the managers to complete the forms, and this goes on and on and on. And if we ever want to have employee reviews and appraisals that work, or more importantly, methods to manage performance so we get better engagement of employees and more productivity, we need to get HR out of the equation. HR does not belong in this, even though it kind of makes sense that they are the repository for the results. There are too many problems with HR being the mover. And it really is not a comment on HR people or the HR departments. It's just the nature of the beast, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one of the things that frustrates human resource people is that they have to continue to nag managers to get forms in. Okay, and that's absolutely true. But the problem is that HR is much like the accounting department, is that they don't have formal authority over the managers. The manager's manager has that authority. HR does not, so the only thing they can do is nag. And that drives everybody crazy. Okay, the proper location for getting these kinds of things done is the manager's manager, because they have the authority. HR has no authority in the line structure. It's over there. Okay, so that's very important. Number two, the nature of HR as a centralized organization is that they look to set up standardized procedures, kind of a one-size-fits-all thing. And so HR wants standardization, but standardization doesn't necessarily work well when it comes to managing performance. Okay, the notion of having a form that everybody has to use, whether they're executives or whether they clean the floor, doesn't really make any sense. Okay, because as a result of standardizing it, the forms become so generic and useful, they're kind of like kindergarten report cards. And because of that, managers and employees don't perceive the process as useful, and they never will, so long as HR is supposedly responsible for getting these things done. Okay, and again, HR people are great, but they have as much frustration with this as the managers do about the nagging thing. Okay, the next part about HR and their involvement in performance management and performance appraisal is that, and it ties into what we already talked about, is that HR provides the forms, and there is no sense of ownership of the process on the part of managers and the part of employees. And I'll tell you what I hear all the time. Managers say, well, it's performance appraisal time, HR tells me I got to get this in, so let's do it. We'll just get the forms in. And because there's no ownership, and the benefits of the appraisals and performance management are not salient for the managers, they just go through the motions. And let's face it, you give someone a form, it comes from HR says you have to fill this out, and what managers do is they focus on getting it out of the way, or trying not to do it. Okay, so if we are going to build a system, a corporate system that works effectively to engage employees, provide meaningful goals, and so on and so forth, we need to get HR out of the equation. And the solution is that it's executives, managers, and on down the line that have to own this process. If they don't own this process, it's a waste of time. And if it's a waste of time, it just makes everybody look stupid in the eyes of the employees. Alright, so again, no insult to HR, but this is not what they should be doing. Okay, and even record keeping, they probably should not be in charge of the records, because again you've got a problem of submitting the forms. There's no way to get around this. So long as HR is seen as in control and making managers do something, it's not going to work. Managers don't own it. They're not going to look to the benefits, and it just